Hey guys, I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. Whether you're watching this in the morning, in the afternoon, or in the evening, I am glad you're here. Today, I want to take a little bit of time and talk about fifth pocket knives or small pocket knives. But first, I wanted to thank all the channel members. Thank you all for making it possible. I appreciate your support. And I want to invite any of you who might be coming through, checking out some of the content. If you do like the content, I'd really appreciate if you subscribe and hit that notification icon. It would really help the channel. And lastly, if you guys are over on Instagram and like to connect over there, give me a follow. Same handle is here at jevans underscore knife addict underscore life. So when we're talking about fifth pocket knives, the first fifth pocket knife I brought into my collection was one of the first pocket knives I brought into my collection when I was discovering the hobby and the love for them. And they can take a lot of different shapes. They can be similar to that dragonfly there. I have a fixed blade that classifies as a fixed pocket knife, fifth pocket knife. This knife rides perfectly in my fifth pocket. I've got a little slip joint that classifies as a great little fifth pocket knife. And then I've got some more whimsical knives like this little odd petrified fish box opener liner lock that's just a small fifth pocket knife or a money clip. And you get even into things like this, like the tie design small razor knife if you wanted to carry a utility knife in your fifth pocket. But what I wanted to talk about today were the fifth pocket knives that have stayed in my collection that are under 120 bucks. That with or without a code, you can pick these guys up. They ride in the fifth pocket very well. They're all modern folders. And I'm going to start with the Kizer Yorkie. The Kizer Yorkie is available in a lot of different variants, guys. This happens to be the carbon fiber S35VN, which you can actually pick this knife up for right around $115. And then if you get it at White Mountain Knives and you use your Javon 10 discount, you can save 10% off of that. But if you don't want to stretch your budget and you want to keep it well under 100, they make the Yorkie, the Kizer Yorkie, in a lot of different materials, right? So you can get it in G10, you can get it in micarta, you can get it in different blade steels. But the Yorkie for me came along before the baby Banter and the Banter came along. It was kind of one of the first smaller knives I picked up when I was collecting Kizers. I've passed on and gifted out a lot of my Kizers, but I've really hung on to my little Yorkie because it still gets pocket time. Nice titanium pocket clip, very nice weave carbon fiber or marbled carbon fiber there, and a liner lock with just very good bearing action. But that is number 5 of the fifth pocket knives that stay in my collection, that stay in my fifth pocket from time to time. So I'm going to move on, and it's going to change the conversation a little bit because this knife hasn't even had a proper review here yet. This is my Kershaw Launch 4, maybe 9. I'll have it in the description when I put it in there exactly which launch model this is. But this is the small California legal little slicer, little box opener, little detail cutting knife, little Slurpee saver, guys. I mean, this is an out the side automatic. Back when Kershaw was having these manufactured by ProTech, and it's got the USA seal of approval there, made here in the US. It is a very small blade. I want to say this blade is CPM 154. Um, this knife I've had in my collection for a very long time, going on 3 years. I have fired it out well over 1,000 times, and it's just a great little knife. I put some early edges on it. I need to go in now that I've gotten my skills up a little better and clean this edge up. It is a little thicker knife, but it can be used to jab. It can be used for some light prying. I'd be really careful because that tip is so pointy. It's just thicker blade stock, right? So if you're looking for a small automatic that comes in about $110, made in USA. It's going to fit that California law. It's going to be well under 3-inch blade. I could recommend the Kershaw Launch 4 or 9, but I'll put it in the description, guys. It's the little small one that has a spear point. So moving on, we come to my third favorite. And it's ironic that I mentioned the Banter. The Banter comes in at about $110. You could easily get that in my $120 range, but I figured for a knife that to me serves the purpose just as well, maybe not as premium, but coming in probably about $63 is the Civivi Baby Banter. The Civivi Baby Banter is an absolutely wonderful knife. If you guys have watched my channel at all, you've seen it reviewed. It's going to get an updated review, but it's also one of my comparison knives for size. It goes to the smaller size to see if we're looking at smaller knives, how it compares to the Baby Banter, because I feel like everybody's had an experience with it. It's perfectly designed for a 4-finger grip, even though it's a very small 5th pocket knife, well under a 3-inch blade. Guys, it feels fantastic in hand. It's got a Nitro V blade. It's very, very slicey, tall and flat. Nice stonewash finish. This is my second Baby Banter. I gave the first one to a friend, and it was the purple G10 Baby Banter. But I enjoy passing knives along, and it gave me an excuse to get another one, the micarta, because again, I use this for my comparison knife on all my videos. It stays on my table. I use it to cut more than you'd know. It is a great little knife. Whether you thumb flick it, reverse flick it, the detent is just on point. It drops with that light blade, and just Civivi excellence in the Baby Banter. I'm a big fan, and this comes in, I'm thinking around 63 bucks. When I do the description, I'll list out just in the description the different models from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'll put a price out that I can currently find, and we'll go from there. My number 2 in my budget, under $100, under $110 5th pocket knives. I've struggled between my number 1 position because this Pony Stout could be a number 1 knife. The number 1 knife, in my personal opinion, the way it makes me personally feel, I felt it had to go a little higher than this one. Not because this isn't a fantastic knife. It is that. This is the Pony Stout, My Little Pony. It is Divo Designs. It is the mini version or the shrunk down version of their ever popular pony that just launched a pre-order in the V2 pony. But this is the smaller variation in 14C and micarta handle. Perfect action. I really can understand the design philosophies behind this knife now, where it really didn't strike me as a knife that really caught my attention when it first came out. And I'm a good friend to Kevin's, but I just didn't, and he knows this knife just didn't speak to me. The Pony Stout for some reason did, or maybe it was at a price point that I was willing to give it a chance. Either case, I picked up the knife and I understand now. I mean, I get why the Stout is such a popular design because of the different thumb placements. But for me, with a smaller hand, I can get a very hardy 4-finger grip and get 2 pressure points on this blade, not needing any jimping. So my number 2 knife coming in, I want to say around 88 bucks. Then you put your 10% White Mountain discount because they were the exclusive here. Javon 10, drop another 8 bucks off of that. It's a great buy. Very well put together knife. If I'm not mistaken, OEM by Kubi, and they do a great job. Which brings me to my number 1. I'm going to let it sit there in silence for a second. Guys, this is such a wonderful knife. I wish it was a liner lock like the original Nightshade, but this is the Nightshade Vosteed Mini. It's in G10. It is a liner lock. It's in 14C 28N. They actually make an upgraded version of this with carbon fiber handles, and I think it's S35VN. But guys, this knife is not only a full flat, absolute cardboard, paper, package, any material destroying blade. I mean, this blade is so thin, so slicey, it will cut into soft materials, it'll cut into hard materials. I mean, guys, this is a light knife. It is has, again, the spring lock or the bar lock. If you'll notice, this G10, just like the carbon fiber version, let me see if I can find a light that won't blind us. If you can see in there, there's absolutely no liner. The liner is just up around the bar lock, right? So what that does is, even though it's G10, it's very, very stiff because you've got this full back spacer. So I don't get much flex at all here. But what I do get is an extremely light, pocketable, slicey, what I consider to be almost the perfect fifth pocket knife, just because of the combination of its weight and its utility. 1.8 ounces, guys. 1.8 ounces in my fifth pocket. I will not even know it is there. And then it's got this blade that just pulls material into the cut. Yeah, it's a little unique. Yeah, it's not altogether a beautiful knife. It doesn't look like everybody else's knife, but that's kind of why I like it, because it's so functional. Let me grab some of my HP copy and paper that a brother sent in for me to use for my cut test. And let me just have you listen to that blade pull through that material, where it doesn't come out of the cut like when you're cutting long passes with a, you're cutting long passes with a more of a drop point, you're going to come out of the cut. When you're using this blade shape, you don't come out of the cut. It just seems to keep the material moving into, as I come out of the cut, into the material. Again, guys, the Nightshade V1, the full size, is a favorite of mine. When I saw this mini at Blade Show and then it came into stock at White Mountain Knives, I had to grab it. It wasn't really my jam because I don't really buy budget knives anymore. I try to save those purchases and put them toward the knives that I really love. But I really had loved this knife, and I was so impressed with the Nightshade that I went ahead and did it. And guys, I buy a lot of knives that I wouldn't normally buy, but that I would have bought years ago, because I'm hoping to bring things into the channel that help people, like so many creators helped me when I was trying to find my way through the knife world. Because there's a lot of clutter out there, guys, and there's a lot of hype, and there's a lot of this knife's the greatest knife ever. There's no unicorn out there. You'll be very hard pressed to find a perfect knife. The goal is to find a knife that suits your needs. And if you're looking for a small EDC, whether it's a primary carry or a fifth pocket knife, I say the Vosteed Mini Nightshade is as good as it gets. None of these other knives that made the top 5 are any slouch. We have our Divo My Little Pony Stout, an absolutely fantastic knife. We have our Civivi Baby Banter, tried and true, wonderful knife. We have our Kershaw Launch, model number yet to be determined. And then we've got our little understated, elegant Kizer Yorkie. All these knives come in small. All of these knives are perfect fifth pocket knives. And all of these knives I really like. They've stayed in my collection for a very long time. That says something. Do I carry them every day? No. Do I still carry them often? I do. They'll find their way into my fifth pocket. That's why they're still in my collection. But guys, I hope you found this video somehow entertaining. I hope it's somehow informative. Again, I will work on the description and do my best to get links to all of these. They're not my affiliate links because I don't have affiliate links, but it would just be links where y'all could go look at them. So it might be a Blade HQ link. There may be a Knife Center link. It just depends on where the knives come up, so you guys can read the specs and see what the price is. If I see them on White Mountain Knives, if they happen to be in stock, I'll definitely link there, because you can save an extra 10%. But guys, please look out for the guy or girl to your left. Please look out for the guy or girl to your right. Please look out for each other. Go forward with love in your heart. Choose debate, not hate. I love you all. Peace.